So when a player that has been battling injuries for these last 2 years and was looked at as a career backup after not being able to come up big with the Miami Dolphins, and now he is the starter that is helping the Titans steamroll through these playoffs so far, well, let's talk about this amazing story that Ryan Tannehill has had over these last 10 weeks. Let's talk about it.
Hold up, wait until the whole team show up, yeah. I'm in Neverland, can't grow up, yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I am going to be talking about the amazing story that Ryan Tannehill has had over this last season. And so before I forget, don't forget, go down and subscribe. I post new videos every single week talking about the biggest sports stories, and I even do the same exact thing on my Instagram and my Twitter. So go down and find all those links down this section below. So what a season so far by Ryan Tannehill. This, in my opinion, is comparable to something that Case Keenum did just 2 years ago, where he was able to come up big for the Vikings after Sam Bradford went down, and he was able to help the Vikings go 14-2 and be able to help them get to the AFC Championship. Now, Tannehill started after just 6 weeks, so he wasn't able to get the same advantage of having a magical season like Case Keenum did, but he has really been able to help the offense be able to pick up the steam that they needed and has been the best option for the Titans throughout this season, and we've really seen it come with big rewards. Now, starting off with the early career of Ryan Tannehill, he was drafted in 2012 and he was an eighth pick in the first round. And through his first 4 seasons, he was, in my opinion, mediocre at best. He just wasn't able to live up to the hype that was put on him in Miami, but he did have an okay supporting cast around him with Jarvis Landry as his top receiver and Jay Ajayi as his top running back. But with Adam Gase, he just was not able to find his groove. And we saw it through his last 2 seasons with the Miami Dolphins. He was battling with injuries in 2017. He tore his ACL. And then in 2018, he was battling with a lot of different knee injuries and different injuries that really sidelined him throughout the season. And then in the end of the season, we saw him have 3 straight losses and a dismal 1 touchdown and 3 picks. Now that's some awful stats right there. And that's when he was traded to the Titans during the 2019 NFL draft in exchange for a 4th round pick and a 7th round pick. And so when I saw this happen, I quite honestly thought Ryan Tannehill is done. He's going to be a backup for the rest of his career. He just was not able to live up to the hype in Miami and was not able to show that he was a franchise quarterback for really any team in the NFL. And then we really saw the Tennessee Titans not live up to expectations as people thought at the start of the 2019 season. Now, through the first 6 weeks, they had a 2-4 record, and it was just awful. Marcus Mariota was just not able to make the necessary plays. We were seeing him get sacked more than he was able to complete passes, and he was just not the same player that we have seen over these last 4 seasons. So Mike Vrabel, being a second-year coach, knew that he needed to make a change, and that change was to start Ryan Tannehill, and that choice was very rewarding because then the Titans were able to go on a 7-3 run, and this just completely transformed the team itself. And we saw them really change the offensive side of the ball with running the ball more, and Ryan Tannehill was able to find a way to get a little bit of a break in the pocket and only made those passes when they were necessary. But he was able to come up huge when he made those necessary passes. And we were able to see this offense become a lot more balanced, a lot more consistent, and that's why over these last 10 games he had a 119.6 passer rating, which was the 8th highest over the final 10 games of the season. So that stat that I just said right there isn't anything small, little, minuscule that doesn't really matter, because guys like Lamar Jackson, Steve Young, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees have all done the same exact thing throughout their careers. And we were just really able to see how the Titans were able to become successful in a very unusual and unique passing and run mix, because they limited Tannehill to 30 passes per game on average. And that was second fewest in the NFL. but he was still able to average 8.2 yards per pass attempt. And that was roughly a 50% increase over what they got under Marcus Mariota. And it was really interesting also to see how A.J. Brown, the draft pick out of this last draft, was really able to come up huge for the Titans. We were able to see him be a very big downfield threat when he had 11 receptions of 20 plus yards since week 7. And we've seen it over these last few years that the biggest need that the Titans have really needed was in the wide receiver position. And we saw Corey Davis not really live up to the hype that everybody thought when he was drafted. And then when they got A.J. Brown, I really thought, wow, this is their guy to really help the offense really be able to get to another level, especially with how efficient Derrick Henry has been on the running side of the ball. They just need to find a way to pass the ball more efficiently. And we've been able to see that with Ryan Tannehill because he has been able to pick up 5.6 yards per carry. And it's just really interesting how the offense of the Titans has really become a lot more efficient. So we really need to look at the games that the Titans were very successful. Now, if we look at who they played and when they were able to come up big, 6 of the wins that they had were against teams that finished in the top third of the point preventing defenses. And it just really showed how they were able to do a lot of damage against dreadful defenses. But that still doesn't to answer why Ryan Tannehill has been so magical and efficient over this last season. So I really think that with how amazing of a performance that Tannehill has been able to perform throughout this last season will really help him be able to get a 2 to 3 year deal with the Titans this offseason because he is going to become a free agent and the Titans do need to figure out what is going to happen with their quarterback situation. And quite honestly, I think Ryan Tannehill is the answer for now. Not maybe for the future, for the next 5 years, but it seemed to work this year, and so I think it's going to work for the next few years if they're able to still be able to be as efficient and be able to keep the same dominance on the offensive side of the ball. So let me know what you guys think about Ryan Tannehill's performance throughout the season in the comment section below. Also, give me a big thumbs up if you guys did like this video. And also, don't forget, go down and subscribe. I post new videos every single week. And I also do the same thing on my Instagram and my Twitter. And you can find those links in the description box below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. See ya.
The bent, that's big views. Boarded the plane, won't be back to Maine. Now I can't camp it with you.